I got a limited amount of time. I better get this over with because I'm running out of space on my phone again. Last race of the year. Yeah, IndyCar. It's the Big Machine Music City Grand Prix at Nashville season finale. Let's go. Sorry I didn't get anything out sooner. I had to say goodbye to my last cat, so that was something, and I just hadn't done anything really since then. So that's why there was no Pac-Man fever yesterday. Anyway, let's get on over. Big Machine, Music City Grand Prix in Nashville, 206 lapper. Thought it was going to be an interesting race after watching the NXT race. Congrats to Louis Foster on another win. Hopefully he can find a ride up in IndyCar next year. Also, congrats to Yuvan Sunderworthy from Mechanic-Milwaukee. Almost beat Paul. He was actually really close. Yeah, we were worried about there's the bump. There was a bump in turn 3 and 4, or it was a divot, something right above where the tunnel is, because they're on the big oval today, or they were on the big oval this week. Yeah, championship battle. Alex Plow started. That eliminated Will Power. That's a bit of a spoiler. Kirkwood on pole. Plow had to start 24th after a bad lap, or a bad run, bad second lap, plus the grid penalty. Power started 4th. So as they started, it was Power only 7 points behind Alex Blow. So it was looking like Power had a good shot, and he was dropping some spots early, and then lap 12, 13, he's in the pits for an unscheduled pit stop. His lap belts are loose. He comes out of the pits 5-6 laps down. Heck, right at the end of the race, he even clawed back to 4 laps down. And then the lap belts filled again. He finished 8 laps down in 24th. So his championship hopes out the window. He was just hoping to see if he could hold on to second place. We will get to that. In the meantime, Alex Palou, your 2024 IndyCar champion. Really interesting. We got a race to talk about still. Kirkwood was able to hold on for Newgarden early going. That was pretty good. Yeah. Felix Rosenquist hit the wall, so he finished last. That was after, about 55 laps. So it's a 206 lapper, the really weird one. And then 30 laps later, Pietro Fittipaldi puts a move on Cat Leg, takes her out of the race. Pretty much took the air off her wing, and Cat Leg hit the wall. It was in the same spot where you might have thought it would have been the bump causing problems, but it really I don't really think the bump actually hurt her. Yeah. The other person who ended up going out of the race was Marcus Ericsson. Cut a tire and a tire go down in turn 2 and smack the wall. I think it was turn 2. I think it was around where Rosenquist smacked the wall. I could be wrong. We had a couple of people. Newgarden was leading for a bit. I don't remember who was all leading in here. I didn't actually write down who all led laps. Lil Dave looked really good today. Last restart, I think Pato was leading and then had the pit or something. Or did it? And Herta was leading for a bit on that last restart of the race. It was good racing all around. There's a part where Newgarden and McLaughlin were side by side for a lap. It was good. And they nearly took each other out in the process. They started having the pit. I think Rossi was at the lead here. He had the pit. David Malukas was in the lead. He pit in the last 10 laps. If it was a 200 lapper, Lil Dave might have been able to make it. Who knows? So it ended up being, I think Pato got around Colton Herta was going for his 4th win of the season. Herta really wanted that first oval win. And so what happened is they were fighting for it. He was chasing, and then they came up on the lap car of Stingray Robb, who was fighting for the last spot in the leader circle, the 22nd. Award had to go around the outside coming out of 2. Herta nearly took himself out on Stingray and somehow slipped through the inside, charged down the backstretch, got past Pato and going to turn 3, if I remember correctly. He was able to hold on to win by nearly 2 seconds. And it was big. Yeah, and he had multi wins. Pato, of course, had 3 wins. Of course, there were people on Ganassi and Andretti that had multiple wins, making this the first time in 3 years that 4 different teams had a driver get multiple wins. Yeah, Herta wins. Pato barely holds off Newgarden for second. Can I talk about Pato for a minute? 3 wins. That's the first time that a driver has done that without driving for Penske or Ganassi since Alexander Rossi in 2018 did it for Andretti. If you want to throw out Andretti, it's the first time... Shut up, dumb crow. It's the first time that a driver has gotten at least 3 wins on a season without driving for Penske, Ganassi, or Andretti since reunification. It last happened in 2007 in Champ Car and 2004 in the IRL is when it last happened on the IRL side of things. I might save that for... I've got like an IndyCar facts video that I was working on like a year ago, and I just never got around to completing all the facts to film it, so I will save the facts there. Although if you really want to know, 2007, yeah, it was Bourdais domination for Newman Haas Lanigan. Yeah, anyway, Herta, Award, Newgarden, Kirkwood 4th. Good run for him. Scotty Mack got 5th. Santino Ferrucci, 6th place, ends up finishing 9th in the standings, matching Ayrton Dare's 9th place run for Foyt in 2002. Marcus Armstrong 7th, Linus Lundqvist 8th. These are good drivers that don't have rides next year because the charter thing is forcing Ganassi to downsize the 3 cars. They're taking the pretty much the personnel and they're starting up to Indiana NXT teams, I guess. That's what they're doing next year. Also, I guess they're kind of utilizing the Meyer-Shank partnership. Speaking of Meyer-Shank, last car on the lead lap, Little Dave Malukas in 9th. Connor Daly finishes the lap down in 10th. Great run for him. Fantastic run to keep the 78 in the leader circle money. Plo finishes 11th. Rinus VeeKay 12th. Jack Harvey 13th. We've seen a renaissance of Jack Harvey right here at the end of the year at Coin. I was at one point on the Jack Harvey is washed bandwagon earlier this year, and oh, I'm so glad. I was a big fan of Harvey, you know. Well, not a big fan, but I was a fan. I would. It was in my top 10 for sure. Borderlining top 5 at points. Oh, thank goodness. Good. I'm glad Coin got top 13s again, or for top 15. 13th. Christian Rasmussen 14th was one of 3 drivers that were like separated by like 3 points for the last 2 spots going in, the other being Stingray and Pietro. Rasmussen saves himself with a 15th place run for Rossi. He dropped below Santino. 16th for Grosjean. He was 2 laps down. 17th for Dixon. 18 for Siegel. Here we go. 19 for Christian Lundgaard by about just over 2/10 over Stingray Robb. Pietro Fittipaldi 21st. Stingray only gains 1 point on Fittipaldi, and Fittipaldi grabs the last spot in the leader circle by just 1 point. Those 2/10 that Lundgaard did in his last race helped his teammates secure the extra $1 million. Because if Stingray had been able to finish ahead of Lundgaard, Stingray would have gotten it on count back because he finished ninth at Gateway, and the best finish for Fittipaldi was a 13th, actually multiple 13ths. 22nd, Kiffin Simpson, 4 laps down and not really surprised. So was Graham Rahal. Then of course Power, 8 laps down. Ericsson, 69 laps down and out. Catleg, 121 laps down and out. Felix Rosenqvist, 151 laps down and out. Now I really got to hurry it up. I got 7 minutes to go through points. And talking final thoughts, it was a great season. Plo, your champion, second in points. You'll never believe this. Colton Herta is second in points. I legitimately think Herta's got to be a title threat next year. Also a title threat. Third in points, Scott McLaughlin. I was already looking at that going in, and I'm like, man, without that penalty, you would have been right in the hunt for the title. Power fourth. Pato O'Ward fifth. Dixon finishes 6th in points. Kirkwood 7th. Newgarden, an up and down season, 8th in points. Santino Ferrucci 9th, as I mentioned. Rossi finishes 10th. 11th is the guy that's replacing Rossi in Christian Lundgaard. Can you imagine Lundgaard now in a big 4 team, I guess? On ovals? Oh my goodness. I think Lundgaard's going to be he could be 7th in points or something. I'm not saying he's going to be, he might be better than Ross. It's really weird to say he's going to be better than Ross. Rossi doesn't even ride for next year, guys. Rosenqvist ended up finishing 12th. VK 13th, it was a weird year for him. Marcus Armstrong 14th. Get this man a ride, somebody. There's a lot of these guys I think need rides. Of course, there's a lot of people off that are going to get rides. Like Callum Islet. Callum Islet has been named to Prima. That's the one thing I can say about my Nashville review that everybody else can't say, because I ended up waiting until Tuesday morning because I'm off work today. Yeah. Armstrong 14th. Marcus Ericsson 15th. Linus Lundqvist 16th. Romain Grosjean, he's got an option on the table back. Hunkos Hollinger, if he wants it. 17th. Rahal is 18th in points. Fittipaldi 19th. Stingray 20th. Kiffin Simpson ended up 21st in points. He's probably getting that last Ganassi seat because money. Christian Rasmussen 22nd, and that's despite missing 3 races. Not too bad. Lundqvist Rookie of the Year, by the way. Nolan Siegel 23rd, Lil Dave 24th. That's going to be very interesting to look at. Of course, did Lil Dave get, I think, slightly less races? Jack Harvey 25th in points. You're going to love the year as Connor Daly beats out Augustine Canapino despite having he beats him out for 26 in points despite 4 less starts. Teo Porcher ends up 28th. Catleg 29th. Tom Blomqvist 30th. Yep. Good season. I'm probably going to have to get a new Polo shirt here in the off season. Because you've already seen that this is the 2021 shirt. You've already seen the 2-time champion shirt from 2023. Now I got to get a 2024 shirt somehow. Maybe I'll get a hat. I don't know. I only have this is the 2021 hat. This is the only one I have. I also have the Penske Racing Team 1992 hat. I had an Indy Racing League hat. and the broom was like coming off-ish. I don't know what happened to that. It was cool because it was the old Indy Racing logo. Anyway, I don't know. Maybe I'll do a this month an IndyCar video at the end of this month. I gotta clean out my phone at some point. I might just need to get a new phone at some point. Anyway, I'm Western Caves. I thought it was a really good season. I think 2025 is gonna. Oh yeah, there's the one thing. It's gonna be on Fox. I don't have cable, so I'm only gonna be able to get the over-the-air stuff. So I'm gonna be doing Indy NXT race reviews and stuff. Baked in the video is gonna be after watching highlights. So yeah, but every race is gonna be over the air on network TV. Every IndyCar race. I think a lot of the practice and qualifying, I think, should be on FS2. A little bit of, I think the practice is going to end up on FS1. FS2, I think, is going to be a little bit of practice in some of the NXT races. Most of the NXT races are going to be on FS1. I'm not going to pay for a Fox streaming service. I'm not going to. I'm willing to do it like NBC, CBS, obviously. Heck, I'd even consider if they had, even if it was ESPN. I just can't do it with Fox, guys. I'm sorry. But speaking of Fox, at least one thing they could do is potentially bring at least Kevin Lee's doing good. Hinch is cool. We've heard rumors about Harvey being in the booth. I don't know. Rossi might not have a ride. I like a lot of these current guys. There's a couple of color dudes that they could go with. I'm indifferent on Townsend Bell, although I think he definitely works better with Hinch than he did with Paul Tracy. Gosh, I really hope Fox doesn't decide to get Paul Tracy. Anyway, it's 17 minutes into this video. I think I've said everything I need to do. I'm gonna run out of space soon. Until, I guess, whenever goes up next. Saying goodbye to the cat. I mean, I already did do that 6 days ago, but I'll see you guys. It's Western Cave signing off.